Hi, my name is Fatile Ayodele. Today, we are going to be looking at the application of QR code and Google Form in construction. QR code and Google Form are two tools that are easily available. They are technologies or platforms that you can leverage on the combination of both to solve a lot of problems in construction, and a lot of problems in our everyday life. Okay, welcome. The content of this lecture covers the definition of QR code. We're going to be looking at what the QR code is. We're going to learn how to generate a QR code. We're going to be looking at Google Form. How do you design one? And we're going to be looking at the application of QR code and Google Form in construction. What is a QR code? It is an acronym for quick response. A QR code is a two-dimensional code, 2D code, or otherwise called the matrix code. It means that it contains data in both directions, vertical and horizontal. A QR code consists of black boxes, as we can see here. It contains data in both directions, the vertical and the horizontal direction. It consists of black boxes, square dots arranged in a square grid on a white background, which can be read by an imaging device such as a camera or in some cases a QR scanner. Users point their phones, like this being done here, at the QR code and are then taken to the end data. Basically what a QR does is that it encodes some data, which could be text, it could be a URL address, it could be a website, it could be a call, it could be a geolocation, it could be an event, and it could be a Wi-Fi or a vCard. It was designed by Wave, a Japanese subsidiary of Toyota supplier. It developed this code for making components in order to accelerate logistic processes for automobile production. It is a new way to move information forward. This is what a QR code looks like. This is not a QR code like what you see at the back of some textbooks or some products, and this is not a QR code. Basically, the information that you can encode in a QR code, they are so much, but some of them are email addresses. You can encode text messages, you can encode drawings, you can encode PDF file, Wi-Fi, music, SMS, images. All you need to access a QR code, to interpret a QR code, is a smartphone with an adjustable focusing camera and a barcode scanning app. An app which allows you to use your LED flashlight. Is great to be a better read of the code. Most apps can scan UPS codes and QR codes, which come in handy. If you do not have a QR code on your system, on your phone, you can always download QR scanner from your respective Play Store. Where can we find a QR code? You can find it in malls, you can find it on products, you can find it on shirts, you can find it on drawings, you can even find it in real estate. What are the steps that are required to create a QR code? You have to select the code generator. You have to choose the type of content you are promoting, the type of content you want to encode. You have to enter the data in the form that appears. Then a QR code is automatically generated. Then you need to download it. When you download it, you can customize it. You can change the color as you want. Then you need to test the QR code. How do you test the QR code? By downloading. After it's been downloaded, you scan it and check whether it can take you to the required location, the place for which the kind of data in which you have encoded inside the QR code. Then you can share it, you can track it, and you can analyze it. We are going to be looking at how to generate QR code. How to generate a QR code. QR code is a quick response code. It's a 2D code that you see on products, you see on clothes, you see on documents, that embeds, that encodes information that you can have access to by scanning. Okay, so we go ahead. Welcome. So you are in a browser now, and to get a QR code, you type QR code. You can say free QR code generator. Alright, you type that. So you see a lot of QR codes there, right? You see a lot of them here. You can decide to choose any one that you want. You can decide to choose anyone that you want, but there is a particular one that I want to choose now. Just a minute. Okay, I choose this. All right. So this is our QR code. Unfortunately, this QR code website is free. The 100% free QR code generator. There are a lot of QR code websites that are out there that you have to pay some money, but this is free. Wow. So what are the information that you can encode? What are the information that you can embed in a QR code? You can embed email address, which that is the most common one, URL address. All right. You can encode text messages. You can encode email addresses. You can encode telephone number, SMS, vCard, MeCard, location. All right, you can embed latitude and longitudinal locations in your QR code. You can embed Facebook account, Twitter, YouTube, Wi-Fi, event, Bitcoin, and much more. Videos, MP3, social media, App Store, image gallery, rating, feedback, as you want. All right. So you can embed a lot of QR code, a lot of information in your QR code. So I've chosen URL address as my QR code. So I want to embed a Google form in my QR code. So I want to get the link for this Google form. This is the link. I copy the link. I have to be sure that everything is selected. Alright, then I click copy. Then I come to my QR code. I type it here. Alright. Then I want to try and create my QR code. So this QR code has been created already. I can even change the color. I can add logo image. I can customize the design as I want. I can customize the design as I want. I can add some logo. All right, I can change the color. All right, so when I'm done, all I just need to do is to download. But before I can download, I will just need to sign up. All right, so when I sign up, I can say for personal use, my email address, I can type it there. The type of material that I want, is it for books, for butcher, business card, no material. I can agree, then I can sign up. So after logging in, you using your authentication to access your account, you have this. All right, so you can now do the process again. You go and copy the link. Okay, so you click next. So the email address comes, you enter it, you click next. So this is your QR code. Then you can download it. So your QR code is already downloaded. You can open it. So you can do a lot of things with this QR code. This is your unique QR code. So this is your unique QR code. If you scan this QR code, it will take you to that that Google form, and you can do whatever you want to do there. You can use it to monitor attendance. In monitoring attendance, the people can sign in, they can write their name, they can sign in. When they scan this, and when they submit that form, when you're in your backend, you can even have access to the time they are signing, the location, the geostamp, the geocode, the latitude and the longitude, and at times even the geo address. Alright, if you are interested in doing that, just watch the next video to learn how to get location using Google form. So for you to be able to scan this QR code, if you are using iPhone, you can scan directly using your phone. But if you are using a phone, Android phone, you can either use a Google Lens, or you might need to download a QR code scanner from the Play Store. Alright, so when you just scan it, alright, it takes you to that information that you have embedded inside the code. So basically that is how to design a QR code. What is Google Form? Google Form is a survey administration software included as part of the free web-based Google Docs editor suite offered by Google. The service also includes Google Document, Google Sheets, Google Slide, Google Drawings, Google Sites, and Google Keep. Google Form is only available as a web application. It basically helps you to collect information from people via personalized quizzes or surveys. You can then connect the info to a spreadsheet on sheets to automatically record the answers. The spreadsheet then populates with the responses from the quiz or survey in real time. Basically, you are able to get a lot of data at the back end of a Google form that you can export to your Excel sheet, and a lot of analysis, a lot of analytics are even available from the back end of the Google form for you to be able to analyze and interpret your data. So how does Google form works? Let's look at it. This is a blank form of the Google form. Today we are going to be learning how to design a Google form to suit the kind of information we want to retrieve from whoever we are sending that form to. Okay, this is a Google browser, and for me to open a Google form, all I just need to do is to come to this 9 dots. Then these are the applications that are available from Google. So I scroll down, I see forms, I click forms. So clicking forms, you can see some of my forms are here. So if you want to open a new form, you can see templates for the type of forms that you want to get contact information. You want to party invitee, t-shirt, sign up, party invite, RSVP, contact information. You can get templates from Google, right? Exit ticket, assessment, worksheet, course evaluation. When you go for a training, usually they send you invites. When people are doing research, they send you questionnaire. All right, job application, time off request, order form, event registration. So now what we want to learn is basically how to design one to suit our purpose. So if you want to do that, you click a blank form. So when you click a blank form, what you see is an untitled form. You have questions, you have responses, you have untitled form here. This is the first question, telling you that you can start the first question. You can customize your theme here. You can, by the time you are done with your form, you can preview it. Then there are a lot of settings. Then you can also send it to people. Depending on the Gmail account that you are using, if you want to change it, you can come here and change the Gmail account. So we go ahead to create the first question. For instance, if you want to get the name of people, you create, you type name here, and it's telling you by default for a name, your response can be short answer text. There are a lot of responses that you can put under the name. So it can be a short answer, it can be a paragraph, it can be a multiple choice, it can be a checkbox, it can be a drop down. You can upload some file. For instance, if you want people to load their email. So what we are going to do is we're going to create different types of questions to see how this can be the way people want to respond. So if it's a name, so you can easily just leave it as short answer. Alright, so we click our next question. Alright, so for our next question, we want it to be a paragraph. Maybe you want a lot of information from your respondents. You can say, tell me about yourself. Alright, or when you are filling a form, or you can say maybe you're about a training and they want to get feedback. Okay, if you can say feedback about the training. All right, so people will be able to training. People will be able to respond with a lot of information. All right, so to click the next question, for instance, you can you click this cross button. We want it to be a multiple choice. For instance, you can say it's like kind of a question, a quiz question. How many states do we have in United States of America? All right, so these are multiple choice questions. You need to say 50, 51, right? You can say 51, you can say 49. When you are here, you just type tab to go to the next one. You can say 49, you can say 52. All right, so these are multi-choice questions. And if you also want, you can add order also if you want them to enter their own number, as the case may be. So these are multiple choice questions. All right, so we go to the next question. You click this button to add the next question to see different type check boxes. All right, okay, you can say grade this training. All right, then you can pick check boxes. So what those guys will do, they will need to pick. You can say fair. You can say good. You can say very good. You can say excellent. All right, so they will be required to pick any of these. We are going to preview the question and you will see what we are talking about. All right, so we select our next question, and let's see the kind of option that we can put there. Drop down, drop down, drop down. So in this case of a drop down, what you do is you provide an option where people can pick from any answer by just clicking usually a triangle that opens the options available for you. For instance, you can still receive the what is the name of the capital of United Kingdom? Okay, let's see. What is the name of capital of USA, right? So for a drop down, the first option is New York City. Right. Then the next option is Washington DC. The next option is California. All right, so you can say the next option is Alabama. Okay, so through a drop down they will just pick one. All right, let's go to the next question to see the kind of response that we can have. So a file upload. All right, kindly attach your certificate, right? Right, so here is a file upload. You can also limit the size, the maximum size 10 MB, allow only specific type of files. All right, you can choose the type of file you want, whether it's a PDF, all right, whether it's a document, it's a spreadsheet. For in terms of certificate, you might only need a PDF or image, all right, and it must not be more than 10 MB, all right. So depending on your size of your server, you can limit the size of the file. All right, so those are the questions you can ask. So we go ahead and look at the further options. Linear scale. All right, so for a linear scale, it's basically about numbering. Grade this training. All right, when I say linear scale, it gives me a scale. I can say between 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. You see this mostly in questionnaires. All right, okay, we go ahead next. You can see what comes up. You just pick anyone. The next question, multiple choice grid and checkbox grid. Here you can say where you have the horizontal grid and you have the vertical grid to set questions at times inside the questionnaire. Let's try, you can still use this grid, this training. All right, so it can be based on presentation, all right, based on presentation, all right, based on content, based on knowledge of trainer. So you can add the grades there. You can add the grades. Right. So you can add the grade there. Grade. So let's look at the last question and the last option. Okay, we still have the same format here, but you can pick, unlike this one that you need to select one. All right, grade this training. So you can say based on presentation, content, knowledge of trainer. All right, you can say 5, you can say 4, you can say 3, you can say 2, you can say 1, and it's a checkbox grid. All right, let's edit this. This is 4 and this is 2. All right, you can see that. Then the next question is pick is date. Pick today's date. All right, so automatically gives you date. Very sensitive. It knows we're talking about date. It has given you that option of a date. All right, let's go to the last question now, which is time. Pick. You can say sign in. All right, so the time automatically comes there. So we have created a questionnaire, as it were. You can name the form so that anytime you open, you can have access to it. How to use a Google form. All right, so what we want to do next, you can also add some description. This training, this training explains how to use a Google form. All right, so you can add description as you want it. So when you click here, you can see this form is still untitled. When you have a title here and you click here, it automatically changes. All right, so you now have a saved name for the Google form that you have created. So there are some other things we can do here. We can import questions, we can add title and descriptions, we can import image, we can add a video, and we can break our questionnaire down to sections. Okay, so we can also add themes. We can add themes as we want. All right, you can change the background as you want. You can change the font size, all right, as we want it. Okay, so what we want to do next, okay, we can also change the settings, but before we do that, let's preview this questionnaire, and we are going to fill one, and we're going to see the response, and we are going to see how this is being done. All right, so this is a preview. It takes me to another page, and it's a preview form. All right, so my name is Fatile Ayodele. I quickly filled the form. Tell me about yourself or about the feedback about the training. The training is very educative. All right, how many states do you have in United States? I pick 50. Grade this training. I pick excellent. What's the name of capital city of USA? I can pick for me now. I say Washington DC. Kindly attach a file. I can easily attach a document here. Grade this thing excellent. I pick 5. You can also clear the selection. Grade this training on presentation. I say 4. Content. I say 4. Knowledge of the trainer. I say 4. All right. Grade this training presentation. I say 4. I say 4. I say 4. All right. The date. So it brings out the date. You can fill it. The time. It brings out the time also for me is AM. I can fill the time here. I can say 1:46. All right, PM. All right, then I submit this form. So how to use a form? Then you can say your response. There is also a way where you can design a response through which people can submit this form. After submitting the form, usually you can design a message that they will receive here. Okay, let's go back to our form. You can see that the response has come, all right, and you can see a summary, and you see some analytics about what has been filled there. All right, so you have access for, at the back end you are able to access the information that has been recorded. Of course, you can also export those response to an Excel sheet. It usually takes you to an Excel sheet. This is an Excel sheet. All right, you can download it in any format that you want. All right, you can download PDF in Excel format, in PDF format, web page format, as you want. All right, so let's go to settings and look at some other things that you can do with your Google form. You can collect email. You can limit to one response. In that case, they need to sign in. You can give the respondent the option of edit after they submit, and the maximum size of file the maximum size of all files for the form, you can limit it here. All right, then under presentation, you should add a link to submit another response, and where you can also use the Google form to upload quizzes, and you can grade them after they have submitted. Okay, so I click save. So basically that is how to design a Google form. And when you are done with when you have gotten a lot of responses from Google form, you can close it here so that you will not be able to get responses again. But if you want to get responses, you can leave this like this. All right, you can unlink the form, you can download responses from here, you can click all responses, you can get email notification for new responses. This backend gives you a platform to analyze the data that you have. All right, it gives you a platform to analyze the data that you have. By the time you have a lot of responses, the analytics comes out, and you can compare on those responses and make some useful decision, your vital decision, based on the response that you have gotten. Thank you. So basically now we go to the application of the combination of QR code and Google Form in construction. The first application of Google Form and QR code in construction is the fact that it can define work operational procedures. Typically, construction components documents contain special operational procedures that have a lexicon which is usually not understood by workers. It is essential to simplify the process as a means of easy communication with workers characterized by linear logic and transparency. You can achieve that by basically attaching a QR code, a PDF QR code, to some of these documents that can give the user a better, a more robust, a more detailed information about a particular procedure. To do that, all you just need to do is to place a QR code tag on a concrete pillar and on materials associated with this construction. When a worker or contractor scans the QR code, they will be directed to a data sheet containing the operational procedures for the pillar reinforcement. Another thing that you can use a combination of a QR code for and Google Sheet is attendance monitoring. You at times, for companies to monitor attendance, they invest a lot of money in devices and stuffs like and applications. You need to do your data capturing. You need to record your biometrics and stuff like that. A simple solution available with a combination of a QR code and a Google form. What you just need to do, your workers, all they need to do is to bring out their smartphone and to snap a QR code. At times, depending on how you want it, they can enter some information on a Google Sheet that will be opened, and as well, it can capture their location, it can capture their address. At times, you can even verify whoever is scanning the QR code. Another important application of QR code on engineering drawing is the fact that you can attach a QR code to a drawing, so that at times drawings they undergo a lot of changes, and what you have on site might not be the current drawing. So in order to verify that, contractors or workers on site can easily scan a QR code on a drawing to check for the latest version on that drawing. By doing that, you will be able to avoid a lot of errors. You will be able to avoid a lot of mistakes that usually occurs when you are working with an obsolete or outdated drawing. Instructional manuals. Every kind of construction has a specific set of equipment that is required for reasons such as erecting, scaffolding, and installation. Oftentimes, most equipment does not come with a handy reference guide with simple instructions. QR code can solve this problem when a product is the instructional manual of a product is embedded inside a QR code that is attached to that product. So what the QR code does is to redirect the product packet to a website or a simple form with simplified process of product installation and usage. A lot of companies have done this in the past, and it has given them a lot of positive results. On your construction sites, QR code also can be rolled out and can solve a lot of problems. Workers permit to check construction progress in real time. They can update and check work progress with a smartphone by scanning QR codes on buildings. The users could comment on inspection results, record pictures, alert managers regarding the work process, and visualize cloud data. QR codes in construction, especially on construction site, can help the construction team, which consists of civil engineers, architects, workers, and contractors, to keep a track of the work progress, follow safety protocols, and pull out information in case of any changes. Placing a QR code on banners on the construction site can also help the owners and onlookers to get in touch with the construction company. Track assets. A construction site may endorse equipment ranging from tractors, excavators, loaders, and materials. It is assessed that lack of documentation, missing records of assets, and inappropriate equipment identification tag contribute to its steps. One such method to avoid this mishap is by implementing QR code. Attach QR code tags on each equipment and valuable building construction materials. These QR codes can be scanned, and the data can be stored in a manageable centralized cloud platform to access and consolidate information. Since dynamic codes can be tracked and assessed, equipment can be regularly checked upon, thus preventing thefts at construction sites. You can verify tools to be used in construction. It's another application of QR code. Using low quality tools and materials for any type of construction can lead to severe misfortunes that can cost the lives of everyone involved in the project. Building materials and tools used in construction must follow the building to adhere to certain quality standards and protocols in ensuring the safety of the product used. However, verifying building construction materials may typically be a cumbersome process. Include a QR codes on heavy duty and non-heavy duty construction material that can lead to the official standard maintenance website to ensure the quality of the product. In cases of remote working areas, especially, having to follow a lengthy process to ensure the quality and the product quality can seem like a task. With most smartphones being equipped with an inbuilt QR code reader, it seems like an appropriate solution. Review workers training. One of the main criticalities is associated with the data availability about workers training in construction site. You get to a site where you have over 1,000 workers, and recruitment is being done. Some people are going, some people are coming, and you cannot ascertain the level of expertise of a particular worker that is handling a specialized tool. Construction workers need specialized training based on the type of construction and design involved. For instance, if a bridge is being constructed, specially trained workers are required for the erection of trusses and scaffolding. Verification of construction workers' training is essential in such cases, failing which can lead to serious consequences. The commonality of this sequence is startling and can lead to countless injuries and even deaths in some cases. Place QR codes on each worker's employee tag that links to a URL to view the data sheet of the worker's training, qualifications, and certifications. It can also verify the authorization to certain equipment or processing easily and with great rapidity. Now, how does QR code and Google Form work together? Some of the information required in the construction industry is dynamic, as a lot of changes takes place, which requires a data sheet that can be updated when the change arises. Google Form provides an avenue through which the data sheet can be updated. The URL address for the Google Form will be used for the QR code. What it does is QR code, you are embedding information. Google Form, you are able to store the information, because information in construction sites, they change from time to time. The combination of these two solutions ensures that you are able to get your information when you need them, and when they change, you are also able to have access to them, and you can also analyze the changes over a period of time. Thank you. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fatile Ayodele. For inquiries, you can email us at ayodelefatile@gmail.com or call this number. Thank you.